By 2026, AI feels crowded, fast-moving, and already claimed by others. But what most developers are seeing is surface-level noise, not real market saturation. In this video, we'll break down why it feels late, what actually changed in the AI hiring market, and how to position yourself correctly before the window narrows further. If you're thinking about entering AI in 2026, your first instinct is probably this: I'm late. It feels like everyone already moved, titles change, skills evolved, and you're catching up. But here's the part most people don't see. The AI market didn't just grow fast, it changed direction. So the real question is not, are you late? It's, are you looking at the right version of AI? Most people are reacting to momentum, not understanding direction. What you're seeing is a surface effect. Suddenly, everyone is an AI engineer. Courses, certifications, tutorials, everywhere. But this is visibility, not depth. In every tech wave I've seen, cloud, microservices, security, the early noise always looks like saturation. But underneath, real capability is still scarce. High visibility always creates the illusion of high competition, even when real capability is still limited. The AI market today is split into two very different layers. Layer 1 is crowded, people learning AI. Layer 2 is still thin, people applying AI inside real systems. Most developers are stuck in Layer 1. Hiring happens in Layer 2. And that's why it feels saturated, while companies still struggle to hire. And this gap between learners and appliers is where most career opportunities still exist. Most developers are entering AI the same way they would have in 2015. Start with machine learning theory. Study algorithms, train models, but that path made sense when AI was model first. Today, AI is integration first. And this mismatch is slowing people down more than lack of intelligence. They are solving yesterday's problem in a market that has already moved on. Here's the shift that quietly happened. Models became accessible, APIs replaced infrastructure, and suddenly, the hard part was no longer building models. It was using them correctly. Retrieval, context handling, latency, evaluation, cost, that's where complexity moved. And that's where most developers are not looking. Which means advantage now comes from how you assemble systems, not how you train models. In earlier tech waves, being early gave you an advantage. In AI, being correctly positioned gives you the advantage. Because the stack is still stabilizing. And companies are still figuring out what good looks like. So you're not late, you're entering during a reshaping phase. And that makes this one of the few tech waves where late entrants can still win, if they align correctly. Companies are not looking for people who understand transformers in theory. They are looking for people who can build AI-powered features. Search systems, assistants, internal tools, and more importantly, people who can handle constraints. Latency, cost, accuracy, failure cases. That's where real hiring decisions happen. Because production impact matters more than theoretical understanding in hiring decisions. The winning skill stack today is not ML expert. It's a combination. Strong software engineering fundamentals, understanding of AI usage patterns, prompting, retrieval, evaluation, and system-level thinking, how everything connects under real conditions. This combination is still rare, and that's why traditional, study-first, approaches are becoming less effective. Don't try to learn AI. Pick a narrow entry point. For example, document search, customer support assistant, or internal knowledge tools. Depth beats breadth early, because it forces you to deal with real constraints instead of abstract learning. Clarity at the start reduces wasted months later. Don't just experiment with prompts. Build full flows, user input, retrieval, model interaction, output handling. Then improve it, break it, fix it again. This is where understanding compounds. And this is what separates demos from real capability. Because real understanding only comes from seeing how components behave together. Most tutorials show perfect outputs. Real systems don't behave that way. You need to understand failure modes. Why responses go wrong. Why retrieval fails. Why costs suddenly increase. Because experienced engineers are defined by how they handle failure, not success. And most real-world systems spend more time failing than working perfectly. This is where many strong developers lose opportunities. They build good systems, but explain them poorly. Companies don't hire features, they hire outcomes. So you must articulate, what problem did you solve? What improved? What trade-offs did you manage? That's what makes your work credible. This is the difference between a technical project and a hireable skill. Your positioning matters more than your effort. If your resume says, learning AI, you look early stage. If it shows applied systems, you look deployable. Same skills, different perception, and hiring decisions are heavily influenced by perception, and small changes in positioning can significantly change how you are perceived. So no, it's not too late to enter AI in 2026. But it is less forgiving than before. You don't get extra time to wander. You don't get rewarded for generic learning. The developers who transition now will do one thing differently. They will align early with how AI is actually used. If you want to build an AI-ready career, focus on direction, not just effort. Subscribe to Advanced Skills Learning for more strategies like this.